Caleb says, "Hey, Zach, if you were to choose one sport other than football to focus on for your career, what would it be? What is your favorite sport other than football?" I love football. It's my truest love. Football is, it's my favorite sport in the world, right? Nothing will ever replace football. My love of the quarterback position cannot be really even competed with. And I grew up with baseball and basketball. I love the NBA. But I'll be honest, I've been having this kind of internal crisis recently. Like, what do I love after football? And really, for me, my second favorite sport right now is Formula One. Again, I love baseball. I love basketball. I grew up playing them, but F1 has been taking up so much headspace recently with me where I'm reading about it. I'm writing a ton of notes about it. I'm researching things. I'm watching videos. I'm reading long articles about silly technical regulations and words I never thought I would care to understand. And so, I made a whole video about why I love F1. But I want to make an analogy here that Jon Bellion is my favorite musician. He's an incredible recording artist. And many of Jon Bellion's fans, not me, but many of Jon Bellion's fans did not like his newest album, The Glory Sound Prep. And he said, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I have to make it. You just listen. And so basically Jon Bellion said, I got to make music I love. And I can't enjoy the process if I'm not making music I like. If I'm only making music for attention, that's not quite right. And I know some football fans that listen to Strong Opinion Sports have gotten annoyed that I'm covering F1. And those people, I really am sorry with their frustration. I feel bad for them, and I just recommend if you don't like F1 stuff, click away from that. You don't have to watch my F1 content or listen to my F1 content. I try really hard to either put it at the end of a podcast or make entire episodes dedicated to F1, so you can either turn the show off early if it's at the end or skip the entire episode if you don't want to hear it. So it's easy to opt out of if you don't want F1 content. But I'm making content I love, and that's so important. I have to stay sane, and doing that, staying sane means making content I like. And it's the NFL offseason. There's no games right now in football. And I want to be clear, football is my number one thing. It's my favorite sport in the world, and it's not even close. Nothing's ever going to change that. I'm never going to stop doing film analysis videos. I love football. I love football as long as I can remember. But F1 has been really creeping up. It's a new love I have, and I really enjoy that as well. And I want to cover it too. And honestly, I think it's really important to have diversity of content. Here's the thing that no one thinks about. And this is, I couldn't do it for only this reason, but you also have to consider F1 is a European sport. It's a global sport. And so by covering that on Strong Opinion Sports, I'm actually really widening the potential audience by covering Formula One. Now, of course, that's not why I'm covering Formula One. I genuinely enjoy it. It's too much work to cover if I didn't truly actually like it. But it doesn't hurt. Hey, there's a lot of people on the globe that all like Formula One. That's pretty cool. It's a gigantic potential fan base. And so I go back to this. I got to talk about stuff I care about. I have to talk about things I love. I love sports. I love sports stories. I love sharing sports stories and coming up with angles and talking about little new, like we have a breaking news story at the end of this episode. It was so fun to do research for that. And again, if anyone doesn't want F1 content, please feel free to skip away. But for my sanity, I got to talk about stuff I'm interested in. And right now, and I think for the rest of the time I can foresee, Formula One is something I'm very interested in and really love covering and like following. I love watching it. I woke up this morning at 6 a.m. to watch a race that's, it got British commentators and they're saying a lot of words I didn't know a couple weeks ago. And it's so fun. It's so much fun. And it's not a phase. I've been obsessed with this for, 6 months. Ever since December, right around Christmas is when I started watching Formula One and researching and reading about it. And it's just been a passion and an obsession for me ever since. And so I love doing it. I love covering it. And for sure, Formula One is my second favorite sport, bar none.